Closed captioning for the Boston Globe pregame report is provided by Verizon, the Yawkey Foundations, Dunkin' Donuts, and Aflac.
The summer has returned to Boston. It's a scorcher here in Boston. We're out on Yawkey Way, part of Fenway Park. Place is packed as the Red Sox try to make it 3 out of 4 against the Toronto Blue Jays coming up this afternoon here on NESN. Hello again, everybody. Welcome to the Boston Globe pregame report. I'm Bob Rogers alongside Jim Corsi, a very damp Jim Corsi. A little hot out here today, Jimmy.
It is. Besides the sun, those hot lights are a little hot, too.
Well, today the Boston Red Sox will give the ball to Frank Castillo. Castillo actually pitching very well his last time out. I think in some ways a little bit of redemption.
Yeah, Frank's pitched well. Ever since he went into the stretch and concentrated on his mechanics, he's been hitting his spots. He pitched well out of the bullpen. He gave him a good start his last outing. He needs to have the same one today.
So, Grady Little does indeed give the ball to the righty, and for the Blue Jays, it'll be Estaban Loaiza. Castillo, as we mentioned, against the Yankees, went 6 strong innings, gave up 2 earned runs on 5 hits. He did walk 4, but he struck out 4 as well. A game the Red Sox eventually lost 4-2 to the Yankees, but you can't blame Castillo for that. On the other side, Loaiza against the Red Sox back on July 14th. Blue Jays beat the Red Sox 6-5. He went 7 innings, gave up 1 earned run on 6 hits over 7 innings. So that is the matchup for today. A couple of pitchers trying to salvage their season, both ERAs over 5, and so that's basically the situation for the Red Sox with Castillo. And, you know, Jim, he's going to be a free agent at the end of the season, so these last few starts for him could dictate what kind of package he could get in the offseason.
Yeah, and even if the Red Sox want him back, but he's a class act. He works hard. They like him in the clubhouse. The staff likes him. And he can come back and maybe be a long reliever for these guys next year.
Well, do you think in some ways Castillo really doesn't fit with this club only because you do have John Burkett? You're committed to Burkett contractually for next year. They're so similar style pitchers that when they both go bad, it's tough to have 2 of those guys in the bullpen.
Well, one of them might be a 5th starter, and then one of them might be in the bullpen. They're going to have to keep Burkett, you're right. But Castillo, you know, there's not that much pitching out there in the big leagues. That's why you might come back.
Yeah, all right, it's hot out here on Yawkey Way. I imagine it's hot also inside within the confines of the ballpark now. It's time for our Boston Globe interview. It's Bob Hohler and Tom Caron. Tommy.
Thanks very much, Bob. We are here with Bob Hohler, and it is hot in here. And today it'll be Frank Castillo going. Let's talk about Pedro first, the update. You could tell from his animated behavior in the dugout last night that he felt pretty good. The latest is he may pitch in Tampa.
Yeah, he's feeling well, and they say they're going to start him on Wednesday in all probability, which is great for him. I mean, he's got a chance now to win 20 games, which should give him, this should give him 4 more starts, and he can do that. It'll only be the second time he's won 20 games in his career, and now he's back in the Cy Young race. So he'll be going up against Lowe and Zito and Burley and those guys. So he's back in it, and I think that's encouraging not only for him but for the Red Sox.
Obviously, Frank Castillo pitched very well in New York. Didn't get the win, but he went 7 innings, just the 1 earned run. If not for the double play that was blown, he would have gotten out of that in the first inning. Everyone talked about his good numbers against New York, but he's had very good numbers against Toronto, too, and Grady didn't think twice before saying he would be the guy to fill in for Pedro today as well.
That's right, and he's really pitching for his career at this point. I mean, he's got a chance to really redeem himself. He's had the worst, you know, career of his life, you know, 5-13, and he's got a chance to get back in the good saving graces. If he pitches well today, he gets a shot at pitching one of those games in the doubleheader next Tuesday, and then we'll see what happens. I mean, he's got a shot. He's got a shot to sort of redeem himself.
Well, it's interesting. Kind of a microcosm of the team, you know, and not that they're out of it yet, but they're trying to put a positive finish to the season. Castillo, more than anyone, would love to end with a good September.
Yeah, he started out really well, and then he went into a terrible slump, and now he's been, you know, the subject of a lot of ridicule around here, and it'd be nice for him to, he's a real good guy, it'd be nice for him to sort of finish up on a nice note.
Benny Agbayani, not in the lineup today. He still only played 1 game, but what a debut. It's a little interesting that he hasn't been put back in the lineup after Friday's debut.
Well, he was back in the next day, and then, you know, he's become kind of a cult hero around here already, so I mean, people might want to see him, but we also have a guy named Trot Nixon who, you know, deserves to play, and, you know, he's obviously been struggling badly the last, you know, few weeks, but, you know, Grady thinks a lot of him and wants him back in the lineup, and So we'll see. You know, I'm sure we'll see more of Benny before this is over, as well as some of the other kids who are up from Pawtucket.
He's played the 2 games so far, and obviously he's giving them what they wanted, a little more depth, a little extra guy to think about and bringing in off the bench when you
Yeah, they brought him in as a right-handed bat, you know, some pop off the bench, and also because he's a veteran who has some experience playing in September for teams who are trying to make the playoffs, as he had done with the Mets, and he had some great playoff experience with the Mets. He set their record for you know, consecutive hits in the playoffs back in 2000, and so he's going to add a lot to this team.
I'll talk real quickly about Manny. Suddenly he's eligible for the at-bats now. He's in the third, I guess, in the batting average standings. All of a sudden he could finish with some pretty impressive numbers on the leaderboard as well.
Yeah, I mean, Manny takes a rap for a lot of the way he plays the game, you know, the way he runs the bases and the way he plays defense. But this guy is just an incredible hitter, and he ranks not only, you know, among the league leaders in you know, batting and you know, on base percentage, and, you know, batting with the runners in scoring position. I mean, he's in every category. He's just an incredible hitter, and so that'd be nice for him.
All right, Bob, thanks very much.
Thanks, Tom.
Bob and I are going to escape to the air-conditioned press box right now. We go out to the street where Bob and Jim are standing by.
Yeah, Tommy, no AC out here either. This is my partner. I gotta take care of him, and you know, it's so hot up here on the stage, Jimmy, that up next on the Boston Globe pregame report, I'm going to take you down to the crowd. I'm going to feed you a little bit. We're going to take a look around. We're also going to talk about the Brockton Rocks, the newest addition to minor league baseball here in New England.
You'll like all the things you can buy with Speed Pass. But if it's lost or stolen, you'll also like knowing you won't have to pay for any unauthorized purchases. Security is guaranteed. Call now for your free Speed Pass. Mobile. We're drivers too. The great thing about paying with Speed Pass is you never have to look for your wallet. To get your free Speed Pass, call now or go to speedpass.com. Mobile. We're drivers too.
Where are the cars we were promised? The dream cars, the problem-solving cars. Where are the cars that are more than just cars? They're closer than you think. Cars with voice recognition. Cars with intelligent cruise control. And a class-leading 340 horsepower engine. The Q45. From Infiniti.
Welcome back to the Boston Globe pregame report. Bob Rogers, Jim Corsi. Jimmy said we have to make it down to El Tiante's. Jimmy wants some food right here. Louis Tiant's right here signing autographs for all the good folks. And more important, we have some food here for Jimmy. It's a Cuban sandwich, Jimmy. You go ahead and enjoy that. And while Jimmy eats, Tom Larson joins us with the Boston Globe player profile on the Brockton Rocks.
How you doing, guys?
Can you sign this? My home.
It's a tremendous combination. We have affordable pricing, we have easy access, community loves aggressive sports, and that's what we're providing. Good quality, aggressive baseball at an affordable price.
Go Rocks!
This is a gem of a ballpark that they have put in here, and I think it's something that the entire Brockton community has rallied behind.
It is probably the closest thing to a Field of Dreams that most people around here have ever seen. But when we play and when we say we're home, they do come out and they embrace us. And they're very, very committed.
It's just wonderful to be sitting. And I think when people come in and see this complex that we have here, they'll realize that Brockton really is about great people and great ideas.
The Rocks play in the Northern League, an independent baseball league with no major league affiliation. Some players are there to make an impression. Others merely want to continue to play the game. But all of them want to win.
This isn't a player development league. This is a winning league. I'm not here to develop players. If I can get good enough players and they have good enough years, I can help them get to an organization. But this isn't player development. This is winning, and I like it.
It's a lot different in independent ball because you have 35-year-old veterans and you have 22-year-old, rookies on every team in the Northern League, whereas in A-ball, everybody's kind of the same age. That's the biggest thing I notice is the veteran experience and the age difference.
This is probably the equivalent of high A, possibly double A. It's a very competitive level of baseball. You have about 4 veterans per team. Many of those have some major league experience, AAA experience, and then you've got some rookies in there as well. So it's an interesting mix, but a very competitive level of ball. A lot of these players are looking for a second chance at organized ball. Some of them are looking for a first chance, but so many players nowadays kind of fly under the radar and aren't drafted for one reason or another, and this league is an opportunity for those guys to get recognized.
All of us probably have a different story, but I was a guy who never got drafted, you know, and I wanted to prove to myself and prove to other people that I was good enough to play at the next level.
Tremendous amount of good players have come out of this league, and will continue to do so. So I think it's a great place to play. I think you see a great brand of baseball.
We are very focused on fans, families, and young children. Parents tell us all the time that they love the fact that this is very affordable. We work really hard to make it fan-friendly.
I always want to stop and watch the big screen and watch the sumo wrestling.
So if anyone is doing marketing 101, they see that we do is, you know, subscribe to the 3 Ps, price, product, and promotion.
They want it to be fun for the whole family, so, you know, bring out the kids. There's lots for the kids to do. The attention spans of the kids aren't always that great, so in between innings, they have something for the kids to watch.
See if we can get a double play ball here.
That's what they need. They asked me to try to work in the kids with my broadcast. We came up with the idea for a kids commentator where we have a child 14 years of age or younger who comes up and help me call an inning. A 1-0 pitch hit right off the middle.
The fans love coming to the ballpark. They love the stadium. They love the Rocks, and they love baseball.
All right, really a great place to watch minor league baseball down there in Brockton. And, Jim, back in a Red Sox uniform here on Yawkey Way. You're looking good. You look a little more svelte than you used to look.
It's a little tighter uniform, I think.
You're going to put your chin right to there. There we go. How's that? Let's talk about minor league baseball, Jim. You can get up and not look so silly here, but this is where the fans get to look like they're in a Red Sox uniform. Minor league baseball, independent league baseball. How many of these guys will actually make it to the show?
To the show, I don't know, but some of them might get an opportunity to play professional baseball, and that's why they're playing. They're trying to get in the A-ball and then work their way up. A couple guys might make it.
We've seen some guys in independent ball actually work their way back. Carlos Baerga played independent ball. Jose Canseco did as well. So it's an opportunity for some of those guys to not be with an affiliated team. Gives them more leverage, I guess, to pick the right team in the right situation.
Yeah, once they get the ability back, if they've been in the big leagues, they'll get that opportunity to pick and choose what team they think they'll have success with or have an opportunity with.
And just real quick, Jim, I want to talk about this Boston Red Sox team and the way Manny Ramirez is playing right now. He's in one of those zones again. Tonight on Extra Innings, we're going to talk about, does Manny get the credit he deserves? But right now, in every clutch situation, he seems like he comes up big for this team.
Yeah, Manny's been hitting the ball all season long. He almost has an RBI every game he's played. He bats .440. With runners in scoring position, .440 on base percentage. You can't ask for more. A lot of people complain, you know, because he's hitting some double plays. He's only hitting the 12 double plays, and they just got magnified because he hit 2 in New York.
All right, by the way, Jimmy's not that much taller than me. He's way up here on this, so come on now. You're not that much taller than me. Actually, I think I'm a little taller than him. We'll be back in a little bit on the Boston Globe pregame report. Up next, Jerry Remy joins us to answer your questions. Log on to Nesson.com or to Boston.com to get your question in for Jerry. And also coming up, we have our Boston Globe notebook. It's all coming up on the Boston Globe pregame report.
It's the year to be here.
Boston Bruins full season, half season, and 10-game ticket packs are now on sale. It's Boston Bruins season at the Food Center. Be there each and every game when they drop the puck. Oh, what a hit! All ticket packages include the option to purchase tickets for opening night at the Food Center, featuring a tribute to Terry O'Reilly. For more information, visit bostonbruins.com or call 617-624-BIG.
be accessible to everyone. That's why for a limited time, we're giving you 0% financing for up to 60 months on every 2002 Jeep vehicle. That's 100% of our entire 2002 lineup. And to make 0% financing even better, it's backed by our 7-year or 70,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. But hurry, because while freedom will go on, 0% financing won't. Check one out today.
The first 4 days out on Yawkey Way, this experiment, it has been a major success. The fans continue to enjoy all that is being offered, the great food, all the activities. Everybody's having fun, but it's pretty warm out here on Yawkey Way. Jim Corsi just went to see if they have maybe a swimming pool or something to cool off on, so he's not with me right now. But inside the confines of the ballpark, Gordon Eads standing by with Tom Guerin with our Boston Globe Notebook.
Well, it feels like summer is returning here at Fenway, and the baseball notebook is returning. Gordon Eads with us again, and we go down to Gotham. It looked like it was going to be a quiet, mild season back in New York for David Wells, but all that changed in the wee hours Friday night, Saturday morning.
It changed, Tommy, at 6 o'clock in the morning at Gracie's Corner Diner and Grill up on the Upper East Side in Manhattan. David Wells had pitched Friday night, won Friday night, was out with a friend. It was 10 to 6 in the morning, and he got into a confrontation with a fan, guy by the name of Rocco Graziosa. There's somebody you want to mess with in the wee hours. And you know what? I got to give Wells credit here, Tom. He got smoked. He got hit in the face and lost a couple of teeth. This guy apparently made a disparaging comment about his deceased mom. And, I mean, if you want to push David Wells' buttons, that's where you go. And Wells got up and must have said something to him. And the next thing you know, this guy, according to police reports, jumped him, and he was waving a butter knife around, hit him in the face, and that's where I say you got to give Wells credit. He backed off at that point. Rather than getting into a fight with the guy, he called the police took care of it. This guy faces assault charges. Apparently, Wells spent a little time in the hospital yesterday. Word out of New York is he isn't going to miss a start. He's a 16-game winner for the Bombers this year, Tom, and as you indicated, he did everything right this year. You know, he got into shape. He's been a big part of that rotation, and particularly when they've had guys hurt. Again, it speaks to the vulnerability that these guys have when they go out. You know, a lot of things can happen at 5:30 a.m., and most of them aren't very good.
And I'm sure Joe Torre's got to be very happy with the restraining show, because this is a guy he needs down the stretch.
Absolutely, and particularly, again, when you think about the injury problems the Yankees pitching has had, and Mariano Rivera still on the shelf, the last thing you want is a guy like Wells going out for any length of time.
Now, a little action on the field. Our former Red Sox segment, Tomo Oka, served up a couple home runs to Andrew Jones and then decided to take matters into his own hand.
And that's becoming a regular feature for us, Tommy, this former Red Sox. You know, Tomo Oka has had a terrific season in Montreal. He went to the Expos, of course, in the Oogie Urbina deal. It's a 13-game winner. But ran into a little trouble yesterday. Gave up a pair of 2-run home runs to Andrew Jones early in the game. 5th inning, he hit Jones in the left ear flap, and Jones suffered a bit of a bruise there in his face. Oka got immediately ejected. Next inning, Chris Hammond, another former Red Sox, hit Brad Wilkerson of the Expos. He got ejected, and Bobby Cox got ejected for the 6th time this season. I mean, you know Oka. I mean, talk about a mild-mannered guy. Of course, he does have a little history in Pawtucket, mixing it up with Sonny Kim. So I suppose even Oka can lose his cool on occasion.
So the Expos may be going, but they're not going to go down without a little fight.
Well, unfortunately, there's fewer and fewer fans witnessing that fight.
The final days for the Expos, final seconds of Baseball Notebook. Gordon, thanks.
Thanks, Tom.
That's Gordon Eads. Let's go to Bob Rogers, who's ready to go at it with Jerry Remy.
All right, TC, thanks a lot. And joining us from the air conditioning comfort of the broadcast booth, it is Jerry Remy. Jerry, I wish you could enjoy this heat that we are enjoying. Summer's back, Jerry.
Well, that's all right. It's fine with me. I hope it stays around all year long.
All right. Well, Jerry, the first question comes from Nicole Sinclair in Middletown, New Hampshire. Nicole wants to ask you that if the Red Sox at some point admit that they're out of this race, do you think they'll shut down Pedro?
Well, I think it depends, obviously, on his health. Now, he's scheduled to pitch on Wednesday, as far as Grady Little said this morning. He's going to throw on the side tomorrow and probably pitch on Wednesday if everything goes well on Monday, which they expect it will. I don't expect him to shut it down. You know, Pedro still has a chance to be the Cy Young Award winner in the American League. He, Barry Zito, and Derek Lowe, in my opinion, are the top 3 contenders. And I think as long as his arm is healthy, I think he'll continue to pitch. Now, obviously, if you get to the last week of the season and the Red Sox were eliminated and he has one more start to go, probably you would not see Pedro Martinez. But I don't think it's going to be a case where, you know, last year with the arm injury, Pedro returned back home to the Dominican. I don't think that's going to happen. I think he's going to continue to go out there, continue to try to win games for the Red Sox, and go right down to the wire if he has to, if the club goes down to the wire.
And Jerry, he says his shoulder feels fine, so really, other than the hip, if he gets healthy, no reason to shut him down.
If it's a shoulder problem, that's a whole different story, but that's not the case.
All right, William Cabral down in Fall River wants to ask you about Alan Embry, and you know, looking to next year, do you think he could be a closer for the Red Sox?
Oh, I definitely think he could. You know, I try to think back at some of the closers in the past. Dave Righetti comes to mind with the Yankees, had a terrific career as a closer, being left-handed, and Embry certainly has the stuff. You know, every time this guy comes into the ballgame now, it's 96, 97, 98 miles an hour with the fastball. That's almost impossible to hit. He piles up strikeouts, of course, and in that situation, closing games out, the less contact that's made, the better. They love to have strikeout pitches. You look at Mario Rivera in his great days with the Yankees, basically did it with one pitch, a fastball or the cut fastball. So, you know, certainly I think he has the capabilities. Now, I believe Oogie is a free agent at the end of the season, so that will be interesting. If that doesn't work out for the Red Sox being able to re-sign him, they certainly have a guy they can fall back on in Alan Embry.
All right, Jerry, thanks a lot.
Okay.
Jerry Remy in the booth today with Don Orsillo as the Red Sox try to make it 3 out of 4 against the Blue Jays. Up next in the Boston Globe pregame report, Dan Shaughnessy stops by with our Boston Globe commentary. If you want to talk about the Boston Globe, read about it tomorrow in the Globe. Yeah, a complete preview of tomorrow night's Monday night matchup. The Patriots, the Super Bowl champs, against the Steelers tomorrow in the Boston Globe.
You know, Jerry, being a Major League announcer is a delicate balance of knowledge and enthusiasm.
In other words, any kid can do it. Hey, kids, enter the NESN Play-by-Play by You contest, and you can win a chance to call an inning with Don and Jerry on NESN.
Can you say home run? Yes, you can.
To win, kids 12 and under can videotape their own play-by-play and send it in by September 23rd to Box 15637, Kenmore Station, Boston, 02215.
Unbelievable!
Yeah, it's kind of like that. Sierra Mist. One shockingly refreshing lemon lime.
Good dog.
Also available in diet. The same shockingly refreshing taste with 0 calories.
We're a country that loves competition. If somebody starts mixing it up, we're there. You gotta love the idea of car and driver putting the top 4 pickups up against each other. And we gotta love the fact that Dodge won. Yep, Dodge Ram is #1 over Chevy, Ford, and Toyota. When you're buying a pickup, you can't go wrong putting your money on the only pickup with 4 full-size doors and a full-size bed. Dodge Ram. Grab Dodge 770 powertrain, limited warranty, plus up to a $3,000 cash allowance or 0% APR. Ford, Chevy, and Toyota don't match this.
Here is the Boston Globe pregame report poll question. Who do you like for most valuable player this year in the American League? Good question, good toss-up, because Alex Rodriguez certainly has the numbers. Miguel Tejada's team has been on quite a surge. Alfonso Soriano has made baseball history this year, one of the best seasons ever for a second baseman. So there are your choices. Log on to boston.com/sports. We'll have the results on extra innings after the ball game. Jimmy's out of the pool. You look refreshed. You look in great shape. What do you think about the MVP situation?
I think it's going to go to Tejada. With what the Oakland A's just did with the 20-game streak and how much of an impact he's had on that ball club. And his numbers are pretty close to Alex, and Alex is playing on a team that's in last place.
And that's who you think it should go to, is Tejada.
Tejada, yeah.
All right, I'm with you on that. We finally agreed.
Agreed, that's great.
It took us till September.
Maybe we should work together some more.
Yeah, it took us till September to finally agree on something. Well, you know, one of the things we're going to talk about on extra innings after the ball game is Manny Ramirez. It seems like he is the favorite target. Oh, it seems like he gets booed every night, but look at the numbers. They're incredible. We'll talk about that after the game. And before we get to that, we're also going to take a look at all the great fun out here on Yawkey Way.
I like it. It makes it a little bit more personalized. You can walk into the park. You feel like you're actually participating in the process.
An added attraction to Fenway Park. Thumbs up.
I love it. It's great, especially for the kids, and it's free.
I just think it's a great idea and stuff. It just kind of
sets the mood and the tone for the game. So, I mean, I think everybody seems like they're chilling, having fun before the game starts. I love it.
Well, our first day down here since they opened it, it's a great family atmosphere, and so far it's very enjoyable. Just a lot of kids, a lot of families, a lot of people moving around. It's people having a good time. I'd give it an 8.5 until they work out a few of the bugs.
I like it. There's a lot more of a festival atmosphere here, and I see a lot of people enjoying more fun. A lot of the kids, there's a lot more families coming out, too. It seems to be really more enjoyable for everyone.
Scale of 1 to 10, I'd put it probably about 8 to 9. It's not bad. I like it.
It's a nice atmosphere, and it seems like it's working out well. A lot of smiles on the faces for being 8.5 games out, so I guess it's good.
I'm still amazed after 4 days how many people stay milling out around here. I mean, it's close to game time. People still out here having fun.
I think this is one of the best ideas the Sox have ever had over the last 20 years. This is incredible.
And
what
even
atmosphere.
all the room now to walk from third base to first base in the concourse is lots of room. Well, we talked about the Manny Ramirez situation. Everybody has an opinion, including the Boston Globe's Dan Shaughnessy.
The Red Sox beat the Blue Jays 4-1 yesterday, and Manny Ramirez did all the damage offensively. With 2 outs in the 6th, he doubled down the right field line to score Johnny Damon. Then he scored on a single by Cliff Floyd. With 2 outs in the 8th, he crushed a 2-run homer over the screen. In 100 games this year, Manny is hitting .333, that's third American League, with 26 homers and 86 RBIs. He's been particularly hot in the last month when the Sox have sagged. But it's not good enough for Red Sox Station. Why? Because Manny looks disinterested all the time. He too often jogs to first base when we'd like to see him running hard. He sometimes jogs in the outfield and makes Damon work too hard in center. But what really drives fans nuts is Manny's nonchalant attitude. He never breaks a water cooler when he strikes out. He looks the same all the time. It makes fans think he doesn't care. He hit into a couple of killer double plays in New York this week, but failed to show any emotion either time. It drives me crazy too, but I've learned to live with it. There are no surprises here. This is the same Manny that played in Cleveland. He looks the same whether he goes 0 for 100 or 10 for 10 with 10 homers. Joe DiMaggio was like that, but he made fans feel better because he ran everything out. Not Manny. He's a savant slugger, and that's it. He's not going to be a good base runner. He's not going to overwhelm us with false hustle, or sometimes with any hustle. He's here to hit, and that's it. And when he's healthy, he'll always hit. Stop letting him drive you crazy. Get used to it. With his contract, he is untradeable.
That is Dan Shaughnessy's opinion. What do you think? Log on to boston.com/sports, and after the ball game and extra innings, we also want to know what you think on that topic. More Boston Globe pregame report right after this.
It's time to rock and roll.
This is what it's all about.
NFL 2002 is here, and this year Sports Illustrated and NFL Films want to knock you out with the ultimate NFL package. A great free gift set you can't get anywhere else. Get in the game with the official NFL Films highlight video of your favorite team, available on DVD or VHS, plus an NFL team bobblehead doll, both free with your paid subscription.
Yeah, baby!
When you use your credit or debit card, you'll also get this free stadium blanket. Free. With your official NFL team highlight video, you'll see who'll do what to who in 2002. Call now, and you'll also get another exclusive gift from Sports Illustrated. Your favorite NFL team's bobblehead doll with your team's logo, free. Pick a team, any team. The choice is yours.
Let's keep on doing it.
The ultimate NFL package for your favorite team is free when you order 55 issues of Sports Illustrated for only $1.59 an issue. Save more than 50% off the cover price. When you use your credit or debit card, you'll also get this free stadium blanket, embroidered with a Sports Illustrated logo, and a convenient carrying strap. Free. Get the best of NFL 2002 with 3 great gifts free from Sports Illustrated and nowhere else. Get into it.
And that is the Boston Globe pregame report for today. And now stand by for Boston Red Sox baseball. The Red Sox and Blue Jays next on Nesson.
Can your radio do this? Only one radio can give you stereo sound this big, yet is small enough to fit almost anywhere. The extraordinary Wave Radio from Bose.
Press the remote control and hear big, rich sound that fills the room. Sound so rich, popular science called it a sonic marvel. You hear music the way it was meant to be heard. Clear, full, incredibly lifelike. You've got to hear the Wave radio to believe it, and now you can. Satisfaction guaranteed. Call toll-free to hear it in your home. Ask about our free shipping offer and interest-free payment plan. Experience big stereo sound from a radio. Call today. Order now and take advantage of our 12-month interest-free payment plan.
This has been a presentation of Nesson, a sports programming service in partnership with the Boston Globe. Closed captioning for Red Sox baseball is provided by Verizon, the Yawkey Foundations, Dunkin' Donuts, and Aflac.
Live from Fenway Park in Boston, Nesson presents exclusive coverage of Boston Red Sox baseball. Today, the Red Sox take on the Toronto Blue Jays. Hi, everybody. I'm Don Orsillo, as always, joined by Jerry Remy. The final game of this four-game series, the Red Sox look to take 3 out of 4. And one of the reasons they've taken 2 so far is Manny Ramirez. He appears to be healthy and appears to be the Manny of old.
Well, for the last 2 days, the Red Sox have looked like a team that was playing back in April. They've done some very nice things, led by Manny Ramirez. And, of course, yesterday, Manny had a very big day here at Fenway Park. An 0-2 pitch down on the way, slaps the ball to the opposite field, a drive-in Johnny Damon. Later on in the ball game, crushed this home run to give the Red Sox a nice, comfortable lead going back in the game. Now, he's got enough at-bats to qualify for the batting title. He currently is .333, third most in the American League, 26 home runs and 86 RBIs. That's with missing 6 weeks of the season. And with runners in scoring position, he is the best in the American League at .440. It's been a lot more fun the last 2 days around here at Fenway Park as the Red Sox able to pick up a couple of wins. The bad news is the Angels continue to win. Seattle continues to win. They did pick up one in the Yankees, but when you think about the wild card, you need a little bit of help. Somebody's got to beat those other ball clubs.
Well, the Red Sox hoping they get help today from Frank Castillo. Gets the nod today on the mound for the Red Sox. He'll go up against Estaban Loaiza. July 14th against the Red Sox. Got a no decision, but he pitched very well. 7 innings and 1 earned run. We're back with the starting lineups after this from Fenway.
The wonder of it all. Take a chance, make it happen. Pop the cork, finger snapping. Spin the wheel, round and round we go. Life is good, life is sweet. Grab yourself a front row seat. Let's meet and have a ball. Let's live. Yeah, let's live for the wonder of it all. Meet me at Foxwoods. Foxwoods.
Nesson's exclusive coverage of Boston Red Sox baseball is brought to you in part by Southwest Airlines, bringing people together with low fares. By Miller Lite, life is best told at a place called Miller Time. And by Foxwoods Resort Casino, the wonder of it all. In Southeast Connecticut, call 1-800-PLAY-BIG. And good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to Fenway Park. A splendid afternoon, not a cloud in the sky as the Red Sox take the field today, and they look to take 3 out of 4 from the Toronto Blue Jays. They're led to the field by Frank Castillo. Again, a beautiful afternoon here from Fenway, guessing somewhere in the mid to high 80s with a light breeze that blows from right to left across the outfield. And The Red Sox here trying to make it 3 out of 4 against the Jays. The Red Sox coming into today's action at 79 and 61. They're 8.5 games back of the Yankees. We now take a look at the visiting Toronto Blue Jays starting lineup today. Dave Berg will lead it off. The second baseman, Eric Hinsky, the rookie at third base, bats second. Vernon Wells in center field, bats third, with Carlos Delgado in the cleanup spot. Josh Phelps, who's been terrific, 336 a road average to lead his ball club. Chris Woodward's at short, Jason Worth in left. Ken Huckabee does the catching, and it's Dwayne Wise in right field who bats ninth.
The defense tonight for the Red Sox, or I should say this afternoon for the Red Sox, will be Shea Hillenbrand at third base, Nomar Garciaparra the shortstop, Ray Sanchez at second, and Brian Daubach at first. Left to right, Cliff Floyd, Johnny Damon, and Trot Nixon. Jason Varitek behind the plate, and on the mound, Frank Castillo. This will be the 22nd start for Castillo on the season, his 31st appearance. He's 5-13 with a 5.21 ERA. His last start, September 3rd against the Yankees, was his first since the end of July, and he went 6 innings in that game, allowing 5 hits and only 2 earned runs. The Red Sox lost it 4-2. He is 2-1 in 3 starts this season against the Toronto Blue Jays.
And the umpiring crew is Chris Guccione in behind the plate, Mike Everett at first, Angel Hernandez at second, and Doug Eddings, the umpire, at third.
Let's take a look at today's game notes, brought to you by Sullivan Tire and Auto Service. The Blue Jays, 2 winning seasons against the Red Sox since '93. The Red Sox this year 13-5. Men in scoring position in this series: Jays 4 for 23, the Red Sox 9 for 27. Big hits yesterday by Manny Ramirez. And Blue Jays, 15 rookies on the roster, 9 pitchers, 6 position players. They are a team in transition with some very good young players.
A beautiful day today and a terrific crowd on hand for the final game of this series into the homestand for the Red Sox. The Red Sox after the game will be heading out to Tampa Bay to begin a 4-game series tomorrow night. Dave Berg is in on the right side, and Frank Castillo starts his outing off with a strike. Dave Berg at .259, 4 homers and 33 runs batted in. The Blue Jays second baseman. 84 degrees here at Fenway Park today. Castillo, who did his last time out again today, working from the stretch to begin the ball game. He was very comfortable coming out of the bullpen in that capacity, and he's continued it in the last 2 spot starts that he's made in the Red Sox rotation in lieu of Pedro Martinez. The 1-1 drops in there for a strike. 1-2. Pedro is going to throw on the side tomorrow in Tampa Bay with an eye towards Wednesday as a possibility for Pedro to return to the starting rotation. If all goes well tomorrow, then he will be the starter on Wednesday. Held off the right side. And the biggest concern, Grady Little talking before the game, is that a drastic difference in his delivery to kind of compensate for the hip problem, and that's one thing they're concerned with. And if there is no change in his delivery or change in the hip ailment that he currently has, he will get the nod in Game 3 of the series in Tampa Bay. The 1-2, he waves out. Frank Castillo off to a good start today as he strikes out the first Blue Jay he faces.
The Red Sox had a number of strikeouts in the ball game yesterday. This Blue Jay club is 13th in the league in strikeouts. The only team that has struck out more, the New York Yankees. Cut fastball right here for Castillo to pick up the strikeout on the outside part of the plate.
There's Eric Hinsky, rookie third baseman for the Blue Jays. As he takes ball 1, Hinsky checks in at .279 in his rookie campaign, 20 homers and 72 runs batted in. And the breaking ball missing away. Hinsky is one of 15 current rookies on this Blue Jays roster, and one of 10 players who have made their major league debut this season with the Toronto Blue Jays. Their club record is 12, which was back in 1995. After striking out the first hitter, Castillo has fallen behind Hinsky 3-0. Frank making his 31st appearance overall, 22nd start of the year. Really grooves the strike in there. 3-1.
Red Sox unable to pick up any ground yesterday as the Angels were able to battle back. The Orioles came back to tie them late in the game, but the Angels eventually won at 4-2. Seattle won.
And a full count now. Castillo's battled back. Yeah, Anaheim has now won 9 in a row. And they have really picked it up when it's counted. As far as the wild card, the Red Sox find themselves 7.5 games back of the Angels, despite the mini 2-game winning series. And a strikeout for Castillo. Back-to-back Ks to begin the afternoon.
Eric Hinsky has now struck out 120 times on the season. That is ties him with Jim Thome for 6th in the league. Fastball away from Castillo. So this starting out similar to the way Casey Fossum started out yesterday.
The center fielder, Vernon Wells.
2 down, and here's Vernon Wells, who has had a terrific year. 18 homers, 83 runs batted in. And checks in at 280. Goes the opposite way with power down the right field line towards the pole. It's bending and it'll make its way foul. Vernon Wells, a former first-round draft choice of the Toronto Blue Jays, and this year really coming into his own for the first time and seeing regular playing time for the Blue Jays this year. The 0-1. Wells chops it foul towards the Blue Jays dugout.
Might be a little difficult today for infielders and outfielders. Not a cloud in the sky to help out. Bright sunshine here at Fenway Park. Not much of a breeze to deal with, but certainly plenty of sun. And it's nice to see here in September.
And warm temperatures as well here today. 84 degrees. The 0-2 is up and away. 1-2 now to Vernon Wells, with big Carlos Delgado waiting on deck. Wells has had success against Frank, 4 for 7 with a home run. The 1-2. Got him. Castillo strikes out the side to begin the afternoon. The Jays down in order, all by way of the K. Blue Jays nothing. Red Sox coming up from Fenway.
Okay, folks, let's get this party started. Call Seattle. Get McGregor on the phone.
Calling him now.
Morning. Good morning.
This is Scott McGregor. I'll be out of the office all day. Please leave a message.
That's not like McGregor.
McGregor's not there? Great.
Excuse me, there's a Mr. McGregor here to see you.
With Southwest Airlines last-minute fares, you'll never pay more than $2.99 one way. So why would you fly with anyone else?
You are now free to move about the country.
The Ford authorized clearance. Now get 0% financing for up to 60 months. That's 0% on the vehicles that will rock your world. Like Ford Explorer, the #1 selling SUV on the planet. F-150, the #1 selling truck for 25 straight years. Focus, one of Car and Driver's 10 best. And Taurus with the government's highest safety rating. 0% Ford authorized clearance ends soon.
Back at Fenway, no score in this one as we get ready for the bottom of the first inning. Let's take a look at the Red Sox starting lineup this afternoon. Johnny Damon at the top of the order with Shea Hillenbrand batting second over the last 9 games. Shea is at .361. Omar Garcia-Parra at short. Manny Ramirez the DH. Cliff Floyd in left. Brian Daubach at first. Jason Varitek does the catching. Rod Nixon back in there today. He's in right field. And Ray Sanchez bats 9th at second base.
The defense for the Jays, Eric Hinsky will be at third base. Chris Woodward, the shortstop. Dave Berg at second and Carlos Delgado at first. Jason Worth in left field. Vernon Wells in center. Dwayne Wise in right. Ken Huckabee behind the plate, and on the mound, Esteban Loaiza. 7-8 on the season. He has got more run support than any other member of this Toronto pitching staff. Just over 6 runs per start this year against the Red Sox, and no decision back on July 14th. That was in a 6-5 Toronto win.
Johnny Damon at .293 on the season. 11 homers, 58 runs batted in. As that grabs the corner on Johnny, and it evens the count at 1-1. Damon was 2 for 4 with a double and a run scored here yesterday as he slices it foul off the left side. And Damon on the homestand, 5 for 13. The Red Sox home for just this brief time against the Jays, and then out tonight to take on the Tampa Bay Devil Rays in Tampa beginning tomorrow night. He grounds that foul quickly back into the seats.
Opponents this year against Loaiza hitting over 300, 305 as he makes this start today against the Red Sox.
Numbers against right-handed hitters and left-handed hitters very similar against Esteban Loaiza. Right-handers are hitting at 303 and lefties at 306. And then the home runs have almost been even as well. He's given up 18 home runs on the year, 8 to left-handed hitters and 10 to right-handed hitters. The most wins he's ever had in his career is 11. He's done that twice. Last year in Toronto, and prior to that, 1997 as a member of the Pittsburgh Pirates. Damon again stays alive as that jumps up above the Blue Jays dugout.
Johnny's getting the crowd into the game. He's fouling balls off everywhere. First base, third base.
Damon going with the eye black today on this very bright day, and he grounds it towards Berg at second. On to Delgado, 1 down. So 1 away. It'll bring up Shea Hillenbrand.
Batting second, number 29, the third baseman, Shea Hillenbrand.
306, 17 homers and 76 runs batted in for Shea. It's safely in 11 of the last 13 games at a 340 clip. Was held hitless here yesterday as Shea went 0 for 4. The bag at first, down the line. Hillenbrand thinking to. Got hung up on the short fencing for a moment, and by the time Dwayne Wise can get it in, Hillenbrand stands at second with a 1-out double.
37 doubles for Shea now on the season. He's in the top 10 in the American League in that category. Took an outside breaking ball, I believe, a slider from Loaiza, and right down that first base line. Manny had one just like that in the ball game yesterday. Karam's off the wall, and by the time Dwayne Wise chases it down, Hillenbrand in a scoring position at second base.
Now Garciaparra with the infield swung around for Domar to pull. Carlos Delgado off the bag at first and then some over towards the second base side. As the first one misses for ball 1. A look at Delgado, who's way over from first. And Dave Berg, the second baseman, playing up the middle. The 1-0. Off the outside corner again, 2-0. Omar was 1 for 4 yesterday with a run scored. Again, they work him away, and again they miss. 3-0. is a strike. 3-1 now to Nomar. Garciaparra fresh off a terrific month in which he hit .330 in the month of August in 25 games. With 9 doubles, 5 homers, and 15 runs batted in for the month of August. Right back at Loaiza, who snares it and took a look at second base, but Woodward, the shortstop, couldn't get back there in time. Nomar is gone, and there's 2 away.
Right off the end of the bat for Garciaparra on that little slider, and very softly hit back to the mound. Now Hillenbrand's way off the back. They got him doubled up, but the problem is nobody can get to second base in time. They had those middle infielders really split with Garciaparra at the plate. Nomar checking that bat for maybe a spider crack. That was right toward the end of the bat, and sometime it'll just splinter the handle.
A little brief conference at the mound. Ken Huckabee was out. Dave Bird came in from second base. Brief conference gave us a little bit more tune time for Manny Ramirez. There's some more of Manny's music. Ramirez was 2 for 3 here yesterday with a double and a home run, and he drove in 3. .333 on the season, 26 homers and 86 runs batted in. And he'll jackknife back out of the way. .440 with runners in scoring position. And 16 hits in the last 28 at-bats. And runners in scoring position number, the leader in the American League in that category. He's got Hillenbrand in scoring position with 2 down. Into center field, Vernon Wells is there and his tracks to make the catch. He was set up perfectly, and the sides retired. Red Sox leave a man in scoring position. Done with 1, no score from Fenway.
SBC has state-of-the-art telecommunication networks located across the country. Our competitors have access to them. At SBC, we have multi-billion-dollar plans to develop new technologies. Most of our competitors have marketing plans. We have switches, routers, towers, wires, trucks, repair crews, tool belts, and hard hats. They have salespeople. See, these days, not everyone selling phone service is what you'd call a phone company. Middlemen? Yes. Providers? Yes. But a phone company? Our lines, our networks. Infinite expertise. SBC.
Want it all. Want it all. Let's go.
Come in and try our new hot and spicy wings. They're crispy and delicious and on the new taste menu for a limited time. Available in 5 and 10 pieces. They're great with fries and a Coke. So stop in for our new hot and spicy wings today.
No score as we move to the top of the second here at Fenway. Let's take a look at the batting leaders around baseball. Brought to you by your New England Ford dealers. Mike Sweeney ahead of Bernie Williams. Manny making a push now as he's eligible. Ichiro at 328 and Adam Kennedy of Anaheim at 320. In the National League, Bonds a comfortable lead over Larry Walker, Vladimir Guerrero, Todd Helton, and Jeff Kent. Of course, Bonds and Kent hit back-to-back in that San Francisco lineup. Adam's birthday. Happy birthday, Adam. I wonder how old Adam is. I'd say about 12.
Here's Carlos Delgado to begin things in the second inning. In order with the Blue Jays all striking out in the first. Berg, Hinsky, and Wells all struck out against Frank Castillo. Carlos Delgado, 23 homers, 86 runs batted in. He'll be followed by Josh Phelps and Chris Woodward in the Toronto second inning. Yankees and Detroit scoreless in the bottom of the first inning. Clemens going there today for the Yankees. We're keeping an eye on that action. And Anaheim trying to make it 10 in a row. They'll be in Baltimore in just a few moments. They'll get underway at Camden Yards.
Oakland and Minnesota, that must be the Sunday night game of the week, right?
I guess so, yeah. I wasn't aware of that, but I guess it is. Soft liner, and it's caught by Hillenbrand. The shift was on, and Shea had to go back to short left to bring it in. Nifty play turned in by Hillenbrand.
Oh, completely outstretched. You see he's at that shortstop position, and Delgado just a little inside-out flick of the bat. And Hillenbrand timed that jump just perfectly and able to keep the ball in the glove. A terrific play by Hillenbrand. The Lone Ranger down there on that left side of the infield takes a base hit away from Carlos Delgado. Terrific play. That'll stretch you out a little bit.
4 in a row retired by Castillo. Here's Josh Phelps, designated hitter, sends it on the ground to Nomar, rounded in behind it, and throws out Phelps, 2 down. So 2-away in the Toronto second inning as Chris Woodward, the shortstop, will be next.
The shortstop, Chris Woodward.
At 280, 13 homers and 36 runs batted in. And a strike over the outside corner to Woodward. He was 0 for 4 yesterday with a strikeout in the game. He's now 0 for his last 8 in the series. And he takes the 0-1 for a ball outside. Fresh off a month in August in which he hit .291 with 6 home runs for the month in 27 games. He knocked in 18. Out after the 1-1, sending it foul off the right side, 1-2. Well, the 6 home runs that he had in August, it's almost half his total for the season. He's got 13 home runs on the year. 1-2. This is up and away, 2-2. Toronto coming into today's action at 62-80 in a battle for 3rd place in the American League East as they find themselves 3 games back of the Orioles. And the Blue Jays have played much better baseball really from the All-Star break on. Their hitting has certainly been better, and they have tried many new things, including a lot of rookies up from the Syracuse Sky Chiefs. And it does appear this organization headed in the right direction. This is hit well to left down the line, but it's bending towards the pole, and it'll find its way foul into the last luxury box down the left field line.
Well, that used to be the old Nesson luxury box, that last one down there. They have since moved into a more prime position, but that's a terrific box. The kid okay? Looks like he banged his head. Hope he's all right. Got the souvenir. I think he banged his head coming back up after picking up the baseball.
Yep.
Only hurts for a little while.
He's got the baseball, and that's forever. 3-2 to Woodward. They got him. 4th strikeout of the day for Frank Castillo. He's retired the first 6 Blue Jays he's faced on the afternoon. We're through an inning and a half, no score.
Each Wednesday on the Boston Globe pregame report, join renowned orthopedic surgeon and Red Sox team physician Dr. Bill Morgan for the Sports Health Update, presented by St. Elizabeth's Medical Center. So stay tuned for your pregame appointment.
Freedom should be accessible to everyone. That's why for a limited time, we're giving you 0% financing for up to 60 months on every 2002 Jeep vehicle. That's 100% of our entire 2002 lineup. And to make 0% financing even better, it's backed by our 7-year or 70,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. But hurry, because while freedom will go on, 0% financing won't. Check one out today.
You know, Jerry, being a Major League announcer is a delicate balance of knowledge and enthusiasm. In other words, any kid can do it.
Hey, kids, enter the Nesson Play-by-Play by You contest, and you can win a chance to call an inning with Don and Jerry on Nesson.
Can you say home run? Yes, you can.
To win, kids 12 and under can videotape their own play-by-play and send it in by September 23rd to Box 15637, Kenmore Station, Boston, 02215.
Unbelievable!
Now this is what you call a luxury bark.
Nesson's exclusive coverage of Boston Red Sox baseball is brought to you in part by Citizens Bank, not your typical bank. By New England Ford. Ford is leading the way with the best-selling cars and trucks. Log on to newenglandford.com for details. And by Rocky Mountain Cold Coors Light. Cold down easy. Ready for the last of the second inning back at Fenway. No score so far. Frank Castillo has mowed down the Blue Jays through the first 2 innings. He's retired everybody that he's faced and has struck out 4. Estaban Loaiza back on the hill, and Cliff Floyd out after the first pitch. Chops it to Berg. On to Delgado, 1 down. Loaiza threw 17 pitches in the first inning to get the 3 outs. He's gotten an out here in the second inning on just 1 pitch. He's trying to get back to the 500 mark here today, coming in at 7 and 8 with a 5.37 earned run average. Here's Brian Daubach, and it takes ball 1. Daubach pinch hit in the 7th inning. Was a defensive replacement. He was 0 for 1 in the ball game yesterday. And with 18 home runs this season, his career high in a Red Sox uniform and in the major leagues is 22. That was last year. And the strike makes it 2-1. Estaban Loaiza has been in the big leagues with the Pittsburgh Pirates, the Texas Rangers, now in his 3rd season as a member of the Blue Jays. Daubach takes it the opposite way for a base hit.
Daubach had only been 1 for 10 in his career against Loaiza. Nice opposite field hitting. Out in his favor, 2 balls, 1 strike. The ball's on the outside part of the plate, and Daubach head down on the ball, shoulder down on the ball, and puts it on the line to left field.
1 out, 1 on, and here's Jason Varitek. He's at .266, 8 homers and 55 runs batted in. He was 0 for 3 yesterday and looking for his first hit in this 4-game series. He's 0 for 5 so far in the series. And he starts off behind. Delgado holds on Daubach at first with 1 down. And it evens up at 1-1 to Varitek. You may remember Jason had a 16-game hitting streak at one point during this season. It ended on August the 1st in Texas. And has struggled since the All-Star break. He's hitting at just 177 since the break. Runner at first is off, and Varitek fouls it off. Red Sox trying to get something going with the runner in motion and Varitek swinging.
A little hit and run play put on there by Grady Little. Obviously, you're not going to give the straight out steal to Daubach. Tough pitch for Varitek to handle that ball down and in.
Loaiza from the stretch with the 1-2. Well, has fouled off. Appeared to be the catcher's mask.
Either the catcher or Guccione, the home plate umpire. I think it shook him up a bit. Checking that mask, make sure everything's still in place.
Wow. That's one of the things about those hockey-style masks is that it glances off the shape of that thing rather than hit you flush. And that appeared to glance, but I'm sure he felt it as well. Softly hit right side. Berg will try. No, can't get him there, but he throws on to first. Going to try to get Daubach on the way by, but Brian was by him. And gets up in a scoring position with now 2 down.
From the position where Berg made the catch on the ground ball, his only option was to go to first base. He'll try to make the tag here. Can't do it. From that angle, it's almost impossible to go to second base, so he takes the sure out at first.
The right fielder, Trot Nixon.
Here is Nixon batting 8th. Shot in there today at .257, 22 homers and 79 runs batted in. And the first 2 games of the series, or rather the middle 2 games of the series off, except for when Floyd was ejected. He went in defensively in right field, but this is his second start of the 4-game series. And the 0-1. This is inside. 1-1.
Couple of call-ups getting some starts. Benny Agbayani 2 in a row, and then yesterday Shane Andrews getting the start at first base for the Red Sox.
Big Benny, his presence felt here in his first 2 games in a Red Sox uniform. Able to contribute. He has the afternoon off, at least to begin the game. Nixon jolts this to right center field. Back goes Vernon Wells to the dirt of the track. He'll make the catch over the shoulder. Nicely done by the Blue Jays center fielder as Nixon hits it to the deepest part of the yard. The Red Sox leave another in scoring position. We played 2 without a score.
Hey, Tom.
Hey. How's it going?
What's up with Brady?
1452, 60 high.
Introducing Dunkin' Donuts hearty new steak, egg, and cheese sandwich. What would you do for one?
You call that a hit?
Share your day. Share your laughs. Share more time together with the whole family this fall with Verizon Wireless. Sign up now on the America's Choice National Family Share Plan and get unlimited nights and weekends to share on up to 4 separate lines. Hurry in and get extra anytime mobile-to-mobile minutes. And buy 1 Kyocera phone for $49.99 and get a second free. So now there's no limit to how much you can share with all your loved ones. Verizon Wireless, we never stop working for you.
Can you hear me now? Good.
SBC has telecommunication networks across the country. Our competitors have access to them. SBC has multi-billion-dollar plans to develop new technologies. Most of our competitors have marketing plans. See, not everyone selling phone service is what you'd call a phone company. Middlemen? Yes. But a phone company? Our lines, our networks. Infinite expertise. SBC.
No score at Fenway after 2 innings. H.P. Hood is rooting for the Red Sox and kids throughout New England. Each time the Red Sox strike out an opponent, make a double play, or hit a home run at Fenway, Hood donates $100 to the Hood Home Team Advantage Fund. So far, more than $50,000 has been raised for children's hospitals all over New England.
Through 2, no score. The Red Sox have left runners in scoring position in each of the first 2 innings. As Hillenbrand was left at second in the first, Daubach left at second in the second inning. Jason Worth leads it off for the Blue Jays in the third. Getting the start today in left field. He was in right field in the first game of the series. He's 6 for 20 so far in a Blue Jays uniform. And has hit in 4 of his 6 major league games since the call-up from Syracuse. Goes the opposite way to right. Dixon ducking back and is there to retrieve the liner. 1 down. So Castillo has retired the first 7 Toronto Blue Jays. 4 strikeouts for Frank, and here's Ken Huckabee, the catcher. 265, 2 homers, and 18 runs batted in. Against the Red Sox this season, in 2002, he's hitting at .333 against Boston. 2 separate stints between Syracuse and Toronto this season for the catcher. And he starts off behind. Well, the first time was May the 8th that he was called up by the Blue Jays. The second time was June the 4th. The 0-1. Quickly, 0-2 to Huckabee.
A couple of good curveballs thrown by Castillo in this inning.
The 0-2. Didn't get him to chase, and it's now 1-2 to Huckabee. Frank Castillo in his 22nd start of the year, 31st appearance overall. 9 appearances out of the Boston bullpen. And a 5-13 record, not really indicative of the way he has pitched. There's strike 3. Strikeout number 5 for Frank Castillo already on the afternoon.
Strikeout high on the season for Castillo is 6. He's done that a number of times. Paints the outside corner down knee high with the fastball to pick up his 5th already, and only in the 3rd inning.
So 2 down, and it brings up Dwayne Wise, the right fielder. Wise getting the start today at 202. 3 homers and 12 runs batted in. Played a lot in August. Appeared in 25 games, but hit just 191 for the Jays. Soft liner. Nomar with the English throws on the run and in time. A lot of backspin on that one, but Nomar able to make the play. The first 9 Blue Jays have been retired in order. We played 2.5 without a score.
Well, summer's almost over and another school year is here, making it perfectly clear that this one, just like the last one, is gonna be a perfectly beautiful year.
What's up? Forgot my due. Oh, man.
Volvo S60. In a stop-and-go world, few cars stop and go quite like it.
Dig it till the sun goes down.
NESN's exclusive coverage of Boston Red Sox baseball is brought to you in part by Aflac, ask about it at work, and by Pepsi, the joy of Pepsi. They played 2.5 on a lovely afternoon from Fenway Park. 84 degrees with high blue skies and no score so far. The Red Sox have the only hit so far today, and they come to the plate here in the last of the 3rd inning. Ray Sanchez, Johnny Damon, and Shea Hillenbrand. Ray's at 289, a home run and 33 runs batted in. Had yesterday off as Lou Merlone was in the ball game yesterday for the Red Sox. Ray with a mini hitting streak of 3 games, 4 for 10 over the last 3 games. That's that foul off the right side. Ray is 3 for 7 in the series against the Blue Jays. And again, he stays alive. Still nothing in 2. Well, Estaban Loaiza has done a good job of getting out of some trouble in the first 2 innings. He's given up just 2 hits. And the Red Sox have left a runner at second base in each of the first 2 innings. Loaiza does not have a strikeout as of yet, nor has he walked anybody. And it evens up at 2-2. He missed inside and now outside. Loaiza 11-11 a year ago. Oddly enough, the other year that he won 11 games, he was also 11-11. Was with the Pirates in '97. Gone full now to Ray Sanchez, the number 9 hitter.
Just missing that outside corner on a couple of pitches, and Sanchez not biting.
Sanchez sends it to left field. Worth is headed back. It takes him to the track. He leaps and can't make the catch. Off the scoreboard, and Ray will scamper into second base with a wall ball leadoff double to begin things in the last of the 3rd inning.
Well, after continuously working Sanchez away, he tries to go inside with a fastball to put him away, and Sanchez finds that left field scoreboard. Nice effort by Jason Worth in left. He'll jump, but just misses it right over the glove. Karam's off the scoreboard, and Sanchez has the leadoff double. Johnny Damon will now be trying to pull the ball to advance Sanchez to third base.
Johnny Damon has been very adept at doing that. He goes after the first one and curls it foul outside of first. And by Bob Tomaselli down in our camera spot down there.
It's only like his own little house down there now. He is surrounded by a mini wall.
It used to just be the chalk. But they have built a little wall for him.
A little condominium for Bob.
I wonder if he feels claustrophobic in there at all. Damon shortens up and takes the strike. Is quickly in the hole, 0-2. Johnny looking back at Chris Guccione for confirmation that that was a strike. Red Sox have 3 hits. Hillenbrand, Daubach, and Sanchez with the hits. There's Ray at second with nobody out. Third time in the game the Red Sox have had a runner to second. They've not been able to get him any further, unfortunately. The first time that it's happened with nobody out. The 0-2. Damon down the line at first, gets the job done. It'll be to the pitcher, Loaiza, and they barely get Damon. Little footwork turned in by Loaiza to get it done, but Damon gets the job done with the ground ball to the right side. Sanchez to third.
And slow reactions over there by Delgado at first base. He kind of takes his time as he spins around, and a little bit late getting to the bag is Loaiza, and they just barely get Johnny Damon. Looked like it was a good call. Looked like that foot just got to the bag before Damon got there, but Johnny gets the job done by advancing Sanchez to third base, hustling all the way and making that a close call.
Now Shea Hillenbrand, who doubled his first time, one of 3 Red Sox hits. And the first one away to Shea.
Infield back for the Blue Jays. The only ball that Sanchez will not be able to score on is something right back to the pitcher. Deep at first, deep at third, and certainly in the middle infield.
The 1-0 to Shea. That'll miss. 2-0 now to Hillenbrand. After Hillenbrand, the heart of the Boston order, Nomar Garciaparra waits on deck. Nomar lines softly to the pitcher his first time up. Hillenbrand puts a charge into this one into right. Wise going back. It'll be plenty deep enough. Tagging from third is Sanchez. The throw is offline, and the Red Sox grab the game's first run.
That's twice now in this game that Hillenbrand has gone to the opposite field. The first time for the double, and this time for the long sacrifice fly. I'll tell you what, this is a pretty good throw by Dwayne Wise. He was way out there in right field, but really no chance at all to get Sanchez. No rush. Make sure he catches it. Comes across to score the first run. So the double, move him over, score him on a sacrifice fly.
As deep as he was, I was surprised he was even going to try it, and it was remarkably close.
He's not a very big guy, it didn't look like, but that was a good, strong throw.
Here's Nomar, lined out to the pitcher his first time up.
Well, Carroll tells me Wise has 5 assists in just 34 games. You can see why. Pretty strong arm.
And he's replaced another right fielder that the Blue Jays, who had a very strong arm, in Raul Mondesi, prior to the trade to the Yankees. Well, he struggled mightily in the month of August with the bat, but very good defensively, we're told. Omar pops it up. Back a second in shallow left center for Chris Woodward. And the shortstop makes the catch, and the Red Sox are gone. They do push across a run. We've played 3 from Fenway. Red Sox now on top 1-0.
Hard for NESN in September with 19 games, including showdowns with the Yankees, the Indians, and 5 games with their new best friends, the Orioles. Get the quality writing, reporting, and analysis of Boston Globe sports writers before the game with the Boston Globe pregame report 30 minutes before game time. NESN kicks off college football action from the ECAC, Big East, Atlantic 10, Big 10, and more. It's easy to fall for NESN in September. It's 4 half hours of fresh air, fun, and more. Charlie Moore, your host for NESN Outdoors, brought to you by Obashan Hardware. NESN Outdoors features a weekly lineup of New England outdoor programming, including Boating Today for whatever floats your boat, Divers Down, exploring New England's underwater world, and then back-to-back episodes featuring the mad fisherman himself in Charlie Moore Outdoors. So tune in and get out with NESN Outdoors. Stay tuned after every game on NESN for Extra Innings, NESN's expanded post-game show, and recap the game with studio hosts Bob Rogers and Jim Corsi, field reporter Tom Carrot, and broadcasters Don Orsillo and Jerry Remy. You'll get live, exclusive manager interviews and locker room reactions, viewer phone calls, and some pretty surprising post-game guests. After the last inning, the action's just beginning with Extra Innings on NESN.
The second baseman.
NESN's exclusive coverage of Boston Red Sox baseball is brought to you in part by Volvo, the official vehicle of the Red Sox, and by MasterCard. Go to MLB.com to vote for the MasterCard most memorable moment in baseball history. Through 3, the Red Sox enjoy the 1-0 advantage on 3 hits. So on to the top of the 4th inning and back up to the top of the Blue Jays order. Dave Berg, a strikeout victim in the first. 1 of 5 Ks today for Frank Castillo, as he mowed down the first 9 Toronto Blue Jays in order. Frankie's now just thrown 38 pitches as he works now in the 4th inning. Now, this is some kind of day here today at Fenway Park. High blue skies, 84 degrees. And you would imagine in the first week of September there may be a hint of fall, but right now there is not, despite today the NFL action going on. But a lovely day today, and the Red Sox on top 1-0. This is into left field for a base hit. The first hit of the afternoon for the Blue Jays as they go second time through the order. Let's check in with Tom Caron. Tom?
Thank you, Don. It's another one of our Kohl's K-Card giveaways where we pick a fan with a K-Card at random, ask him how many strikeouts Red Sox pitching will turn in today. We have Eric Sharon from Springfield, Mass., and you've had to reconsider your original total.
Originally, I was going to go with about 7, but he's already struck out 5, so I'm going to go with 10 for this game.
10 for the day. If he guesses it right, he gets a $100 gift certificate from Kohl's, and you feel pretty good about your pick?
Yeah, I feel pretty good. You know, $100 will go well with my daughters, Megan and Peyton. I had to get them in there. My wife would like to go, Leslie, so we'll see what happens.
So typically, he won't see any of the money. If he wins, we throw it back upstairs.
All right, Tom, thanks very much. Close play at second base after it glanced off the glove of Nomar out in shallow center field, and the Blue Jays have had the first 2 reach in the inning.
He'll pop up here that Garciaparra has to go back towards center field, changes directions, and that glove didn't move till late, so you have to wonder if he saw the ball the whole way. Damon quickly into second base, but a good job by Berg. He was hanging out between first and second, and once the ball dropped, he just barely made it in before the force out.
Number 10, the center fielder.
And they have charged Nomar with an error.
Well, that's a tough error right there.
Had to go a ways.
Wow. That was anything but routine.
Vernon Wells struck out his first time, a .381 average over the last 10 games. For the Blue Jays center fielder. Sends it the opposite way to right. Nixon has it sized up. We'll see if he's going to tag up at second. He bluffed, and Berg retreats to the bag. Good throw from Nixon and right. As he records the put out on Vernon Wells, 1 down.
Ball certainly appeared deep enough for Berg to attempt to tag up. It is a strong throw here from Trot. Nixon gets momentum going toward third base, and the quick release. Berg just goes right back to the bag.
Number 25 is the first baseman, Carlos Delgado.
Carlos Delgado checks in. He lined out to Shea Hillenbrand on a great play by Shea back in the second inning. With the shift on, Shea went back out to the short lawn and left to make the catch. Was able to make the catch. No shift here with men on. As Delgado grounds it to Daubach. He'll go to second high, and he throws it into left field. Berg will score from second with the Blue Jays' first run. The Red Sox were trying to turn the double play. Instead, Daubach overthrows Garciaparra, and we're tied at 1.
Now, you could clearly see here that Daubach did not have a good grip on the baseball when he went to make that throw to second base. Almost like he threw a changeup.
The designated hitter.
There's Daubach to the backhand. Now watch right here. That ball just slides right out of the palm of his hand up over the top of Garciaparra, and a gift run here for the Toronto Blue Jays. Almost like he had that ball instead of in the fingers in the palm of his hand.
Now Josh Phelps, who grounded out to shortstop his first time. And Frank Castillo had mowed down the first 9 in a row before a runner reached to begin this inning. Phelps had 15 ribbies over the last 10 games. And one of the brighter prospects for the Toronto Blue Jays, who are really showcasing a lot of their prospects here at the end of the year. With an eye towards the future. 15 rookies on the roster right now. Well, there are many who feel that the Toronto Blue Jays are not that far from really being a team that is in the hunt over the next year or two. Right now they are very much out of it at 26.5 games back of the Yankees. Tried to hold up, could not. It's 1-2.
That's the kind of goals they try to set for themselves now with a month left in the season. Let's see if we can catch Baltimore and finish at least third in the American League East. So Baltimore has been having a tough time. They are 1-9 in their last 10 games. So Toronto trying to make a move on third place. Little things that try to keep teams motivated.
And you got a lot of young guys who are trying to prove themselves to the major league level here and wanting the chance to open some eyes at this level, and perhaps heading into spring training, coming off a solid September, as many of these Toronto Blue Jays will. Castillo trying to get out of any further damage. He misses away. The Red Sox have committed 2 errors in this inning. An error charge to Nomar and an error charge to Brian Daubach in the inning. And Frank bluffs off the backside.
That error by Daubach, only his 3rd of the season.
Frank has loaded up with runners on as he brings the 2-2. This is down and away, and it's a full count. Leading on deck is Chris Woodward. The Red Sox got a run in the last of the 3rd. The Blue Jays have answered with a run so far here in their half of the 4th inning. And ball 4 to Phelps. So there's the first walk of the afternoon given up by Frank Castillo. And it will now load the bases. So a tough spot. Time now for the Aflac trivia question. Our question today: what Major League team once started 9 rookies in one game? We'll have the answer for you in the next half inning. The Blue Jays have 15 on their roster. We can tell you that Carlos Delgado is no rookie. He is in the lineup today, along with their starting pitcher, Esteban Loaiza. Here is Chris Woodward, who struck out his first time. He went down swinging. 1 for 12 with the bases loaded as he sends it to right center field. Johnny Damon is over. Minsky is tagging and running. The throw goes to second, and the run is in. The Blue Jays pull ahead 2-1. So Woodward picks up RBI number 37 of the season.
That situation, you're just looking for a ball that you can lift in the air. You don't want the ground ball and the double play to end the inning. You're looking for a pitch that's a bit up in the zone, something you can lift. Woodward gets that and gets the sacrifice fly to center field.
They're in the bottom of the 3rd inning in New York. The Yankees have a 2-0 lead over the Tigers. Jason Giambi has hit his 36th of the year. Put the Yankees on top for Roger Clemens. Jason Worth takes strike 1. He lined out sharply to right field his first time. And waves at that pitch. 0-2 to Jason Worth.
Jason Worth had started the first 3 games in this series in right field. Today getting the start in front of the Green Monster.
Anaheim and Baltimore underway, no score in the first inning from Camden Yards today. The 0-2 to Worth. Down and away, 1-2. Action today has Jared Washburn going for the Anaheim Angels. He's 16-5. And Baltimore returns Pat Henkin, making his first start of the season after a lengthy stay on the DL. And they're scoreless in the bottom of the first inning in Baltimore.
I didn't catch the name for the Anaheim starter. Who is it?
Jared Washburn.
Washburn today.
Lined and off the glove of Garcia Parra into left. Delgado comes around and scores the 3rd Toronto run. And the Blue Jays now lead it 3-1.
Nice effort by Nomar, but right off the tip of the glove. And that'll score another run for the Toronto Blue Jays. Breaking ball there. Garcia Parra to his right, leaps, but right off the top of the glove. And with 2 outs, of course, the run is off on contact, and that'll enable another run to come home for Toronto. So, strange inning. Couple of errors. Balls off, just deflecting off gloves.
Ken Huckabee becomes the 8th member of the Blue Jays to bat in the inning. He struck out looking his first time. Little cue shot towards first base. Daubach's got a range way over. Castillo's there, and the side is retired. Now, before the Blue Jays put a 3 spot on the board in the top of the 4th inning, 2 errors in the inning. We're in the middle of the 4th. Blue Jays on top 3-1.
You've launched the pink slip virus. Your office is now infected. They'll soon trace it back to you. Good luck finding a new job. Congratulations! Congratulations!
Want to get away? Log on and purchase by September 26th for Southwest Airlines $39 to $99 internet specials. Only at southwest.com.
You are now free to move about the country.
Hand me that there, Reg? Yeah. Oh! What do you think? I got that insurance or something?
What?
It puts money in your wallet in case you're like flat on your back.
What? Never heard of it.
Well, you can get it at work.
Get what?
Aflac. Ask about it at work.
Don Orsillo and Jerry Remy back at Fenway Park. The Blue Jays now have a 3-1 advantage over the Red Sox as they scored 3 times in the 4th. Castillo started off by retiring the first 9 Toronto Blue Jays he faced. Ray Sanchez with a double and a run, and Dave Berg with a single and a run scored. See the lines for both pitchers. Esteban Loaiza, 3 innings, 1 run. Frank Castillo's been touched for 3. None of them are earned due to the 2 errors that took place in the 4th, and he struck out 5. Loaiza has no Ks. I understand there was an engagement in between innings. Congratulations to those 2. A lot of that here at Fenway Park, as love has been in the air this season. The year to be here. Now, Jerry, you've been very adept at predicting whether or not those marriages will last.
Yeah, that looks like a keeper.
You think that one's going to last?
Yeah. I will see. We'll have an update on the Boston Globe pregame show sometime from now.
Against Loaiza, Manny Ramirez, 3 homers, 9 for 32. Manny Ramirez, Cliff Floyd, and Brian Daubach. I think there was an engagement that was here earlier in the year that you said it had no future. I think you, in fact, listed 24 hours as the expectancy end of the marriage.
Well, the young lady was flirting with other men while on camera. I just didn't understand that.
And you, as I recall, as it's line to left, Worth is there. And he brings it in, middle of the cap high, 1 down. Yeah, she wanted to get up here to see you and was pointing at you and smiling. And you had to wonder about the future of that one.
Number 12. The left fielder.
I'm very nervous today. I'm kind of on edge. The Patriots open up tomorrow night. Looking forward to the start of that season. I see them get off to a good start.
And you're nervous?
I always get nervous before the opening.
Boyd sends it deep and far to center. Wells turns around, looks up. It's going to grab the wall. Lays the ricochet well and guns it towards second, but Floyd in with the hook slide. A 1-out wall ball double for Cliff Floyd.
And didn't miss a home run by very much. Right off the top of that center field wall, Cliff Floyd hits the ball as hard as anybody on this ball club. When he makes solid contact, he hits absolute ropes. Right to the left of the garage door, and the 1-out double for Cliff Floyd. 13 doubles already with the Red Sox.
Yeah, the Red Sox have had at least 1 base runner in every inning so far, and this inning is no different. There's Daubach. His time is called. And now the catcher Huckabee will go out and talk to Loaiza. Now, tomorrow night, you'll be working while the game is going on, or at least the beginning of the game. You keep tabs on it, or?
Yeah, I think what's going to happen, I'm going to try to get one of my monitors plugged into the football game, so we can see both the baseball game and football game from the booth. We'll work something out.
Brian Daubach singled his first time.
Today we have a bevy of activity up here in the booth. We have your wife and daughter who has joined us. Bob Bourquois has a cappuccino upstairs. He's making that. He has all kind of little, I don't know what he's eating up there.
There's like a buffet going on up there.
There's all kind of action.
This is softly lined back at third, and it is a foul ball. Wow, very, very close.
Doug Eddings, the third base umpire, had a very good look at this. It was right over his head. He quickly turned around and picked up the baseball. It was very, very close. Mike Cub is just questioning him, not angry. I think he got the right call, just barely to the left of that chalk.
He was standing right on the line and had fully turned around to take a look, and it does appear that he made the correct call. Loaiza working from the stretch, and that'll miss down and in. Yeah, today is my daughter's first baseball game. I'm not sure she knows she's at a baseball game, and she's only 2 years and some months old.
Last time I saw her up there, she was having a donut from Dunkin' Donuts.
Must be my daughter, then. Baseball will always be, I think, a topic. Unfortunately, I was not there for the birth. I was in Toledo with the Pawtucket Red Sox. This is line to right, down towards the corner. Look, Floyd will scamper home from second. Daubach's headed for two, and he's there with an RBI double. Red Sox back within a run. It's now 3-2.
Always feels good when you make an error in the field to come back, get yourself a base hit, and drive in a run. Daubach now 2 for 2 on the afternoon. He tried to chalk down the left field line. Now he drives one to the right field line. Karam's off the wall. No fan interference. Wise has to quickly change directions, and the Red Sox back within one.
Well, his 100th hit of the season is a productive one for Brian Daubach. It's also his 19th double of the year. He's driven in his 67th run, and here's Veritek out after the first one. Were you home for all the births of your children in your career?
Yes.
You were there for all?
Yes. Just barely for the first one. Matter of fact, he was born on the weekend of the Boston Massacre here when the Yankees wiped us out 4 straight games at Fenway.
Wow. Well, you went into one of those games not really knowing, right? You were injured, I think.
That's right.
A 1-1 to Veritek. He'll pop it up. This goes up the chute. Back comes Huckabee, the catcher. He doesn't know where it is. It's behind him about 10 to 15 feet and lands harmlessly, much to his chagrin. He wasn't close.
And there was going to be nobody sitting behind home plate that was willing to give him an assist on that either. Ball popped straight up by Veritek. Huckabee seems to see it, bumps into the umpire, now can't see it at all. Probably lost it in the sun, and he's in the shade. The ball's going to be about 10 feet behind him.
Well, Veritek grounds it foul outside of first base, down beyond the Boston dugout. Jason grounded out to second base his first time up. To Veritek, and he got him. Then on the hands, Veritek's the first strikeout of the day for Esteban Loaiza. Time now for the Aflac Trivia question answer. The question today was what Major League team once started 9 rookies in one game? The Houston Colt 45, September 27th of '63 against the Mets. Rusty Staub was on that team. Joe Morgan, Sonny Jackson, Glenn Vaughn, Brock Davis, Jimmy Wynn, just to name a few, and there were several that were under the age of 20, including Rusty Staub. He was only 19 in that game. As the strike to Nixon. The Colt 45s lost that game, we should tell you. The Mets won 10-3.
And that probably happening because it was the end of the season.
Some of those guys went on to have very good careers. Of course, Joe Morgan, a Hall of Famer. Rusty Staub. And Jerry Grode, who was a fine catcher, ended up as a member of the '69 World Championship Mets. Daubach at second, 2 down. Red Sox trail by a run as Nixon takes a ball. Game 141 on the docket for the Red Sox here today. Going to work Nixon inside, and he misses in tight. 3-1 now to Trot. First base is vacant. And Ray Sanchez waits on deck. Line to right. It's down, and it's a fair ball. Daubach will wander in from second base with the game-tying run. We're tied at 3. Trot Nixon with a little 2-out double.
Fourth inning has been the double inning for the Red Sox. Floyd, Daubach, and now Nixon with 2 outs. A little surprised to see Nixon get that good a pitch with first base open and the right-hander Sanchez on deck. Daubach comes around with the tying run. So 3 in the top for the Blue Jays, 2 in the bottom so far, and the Red Sox have tied the score.
Red Sox have 6 hits. 5 of them are doubles. There's the 31st double of the year for Nixon. Now Loaiza wants to see Huckabee, as he has called for him to meet on the mound, and they do. Estaban Loaiza has given up 2 earned runs in the inning. The Red Sox doing some things here with 2 outs in the inning. And Ray Sanchez, who doubled and scored the Red Sox first run in the 3rd, now bats with a runner at second and 2 down. In the dirt, kicks off Huckabee, but not far enough for Nixon to advance. Trot gave it a look, but looks to stay at second base.
And with 2 outs, you don't want to take that chance. You're already in scoring position at second base. To go to third, it almost has to be standing up.
Red Sox have tied the score at 3 as Sanchez lays off and takes the strike. Loaiza trying to get back to 500 in terms of his record, 7 and 8. And had a 2-run lead in which to work with on top 3-1, but it's now tied 3-3. And he's trying to preserve a tie score right now. The 1-2 to Sanchez. In the air to center field. Vernon Wells jogging back is there. And the side's retired. But the Red Sox come up with a pair on 3 hits and 3 doubles in the inning. We played 4 from Fenway, tied at 3.
Die Hard Express. Only at Sears Auto Center. We use the latest technology to diagnose the problem. And if you need a new battery, we'll install one in 30 minutes or less, guaranteed. Die Hard Express, only at Sears Auto Center. Sears, where else?
Freedom should be accessible to everyone. That's why for a limited time, we're giving you 0% financing for up to 60 months on every 2002 Jeep vehicle. That's 100% of our entire 2002 lineup. And to make 0% financing even better, it's backed by our 7-year or 70,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. But hurry, because while Freedom will go on, 0% financing won't. Check one out today.
Games. One ticket. Nesson, New England's home of the Boston Bruins.
Nesson's exclusive coverage of Boston Red Sox baseball is brought to you in part by Miller Lite. Life is best told at a place called Miller Time. And by Dodge. You can take life as it comes, or you can grab life by the horns. Dodge. Well, the Red Sox come back with a pair in the last of the 4th inning. We're tied at 3 as we head on to the top of the 5th inning. Castillo back on the hill, and he deals with the number 9 hitter Dwayne Wise. Wise bounced to short in the 3rd inning and is 0 for 1 tonight. He was plucked from Double-A to move up here to the major leagues. At Double-A with Tennessee, 297, 10 homers and 49 runs batted in. It'll pop up off 3rd and foul ground. Hillenbrand scampers over, 1 down.
Let's see if Frank can shut down Toronto here in the top of the 5th and get momentum back on the Red Sox side after tying the ball game up.
Number 2, the second baseman, Dave Berg.
Here comes Dave Berg, who got a hit, the first hit of the day for the Blue Jays to lead off the 4th inning after Frank Castillo had retired the first 9 Toronto Blue Jays. Berg had a 6-game hitting streak coming into the series, but he was held hitless in the first game. He's made 37 starts at second base this season for the Blue Jays. He, like some of the other Blue Jays, all over the place. 8 at shortstop, 17 at third base, 10 in right field, 7 at first base, 8 as a DH, 1 in left. By my count, the only thing he has not done is pitch, catch, or play center field. But he's done everything else. And he stays alive, still 0-2.
I have a fan in center field who is in a legal position, standing right in the backdrop area.
With the wrong colored shirt, I might add, as well. I'm surprised Berg has not said anything as the players would foul off the right side. Now, there was a time, correct me if I'm wrong, that those seats were with people in them that have now been blocked off and darkened.
Just a few years back, it was Jimmy Williams when he was here that made a push to get those seats covered up. And it was day games here were almost impossible to see, especially with left-handers pitching. Very difficult.
That's in there for strike 3. Dave Berg gets the bad news from Chris Guccione, the home plate umpire. He had 6 Ks in all for Frank Castillo, 2 down.
Back inside for Castillo. Looks to be maybe the changeup. Hard to tell, but certainly good pitch. Picked up the inside corner just above the belt. First strikeout, I should say, for Frank since back in the 3rd inning.
Brings up Eric Hinsky, who's 0 for 2. He reached on an error but scored a run an inning ago. I can't imagine facing Randy Johnson with people sitting up there in the seats.
No, I can't either. A day like this, you have all the light shirts out there, the sun shining off the seats that are not taken.
And up top, and Hinsky goes around, down 0-2. Trying to find a baseball from that background, I would think, would be very, very difficult. And of course, the seats out there covered up in day games. I wonder where the cutoff is in the afternoon. Like yesterday, I doubt you may not remember. Was it out there yesterday for 5 o'clock?
Yeah, I think it was covered yesterday. I would imagine it would be 5 o'clock start. Sun wouldn't go down to about 7:30, so that's most of the game.
Well, a considerable amount of chunk out there of seats lost on day games. The pitch on the way is outside. Two and two to Eric Hinsky, whose first major league hit off Pedro Martinez on opening day here at Fenway Park, a game in which the Blue Jays won 12-11 on cold opening day at Fenway Park way back in April. Now the 2-2. Got him. Back-to-back strikeouts for Castillo. 7 in all. We're halfway through this one, tied at 3.
Gehrig's farewell speech. Self-love.